In Zambia, a shocking case has unfolded that mixes politics, law, and age-old beliefs in witchcraft. Two men, Leonard Phiri, a village chief, and Justin Mabulese Kandunde, a Mozambican citizen, have been convicted for allegedly plotting to use witchcraft to kill President Hakainde Hichilema. The case began in December when a cleaner reported hearing strange noises. Authorities investigated and claimed the men were found with a live chameleon and other items described as assorted charms, including a red cloth, an unidentified white powder, and an animal's tail. Prosecutors argued that these were intended for rituals meant to kill the president. Magistrate Fien Mayambu, delivering the verdict, declared, "The motive of the crime was to kill the head of state. The convicts were not only enemies of the head of state, but all Zambians." Both men were sentenced to 2 years in prison with hard labor. The prosecution went further, alleging that the men had been hired by the brother of opposition MP Emmanuel Banda, who himself faces charges of robbery, attempted murder, and escaping custody. This link deepened the political undertones of the case, raising questions about whether witchcraft accusations are being wielded as political weapons. It is important to note that the convictions were made under a British colonial-era law that criminalizes witchcraft, a law many critics argue is outdated and unjust. Witchcraft accusations have long been part of Zambia's political and social landscape, but their use in legal cases often sparks controversy. This trial also comes at a time when President Hichilema faces growing criticism for authoritarian tendencies. Analysts, including Sishua of Stellenbosch University, argue that Hichilema is using the courts to suppress his opponents, reshaping constitutional rules for his own benefit, and appointing allies to powerful bodies like the Election Commission ahead of next year's national elections. Human Rights Watch has also raised alarms. In its 2024 annual report, it noted that Hichilema's administration has harassed journalists, youth activists, and opposition leaders, showing an increasing intolerance toward dissent. Many observers now fear that the witchcraft case reflects a wider trend of using the law to silence political enemies. Meanwhile, Zambia is embroiled in another heated controversy: the burial of former president and Hichilema's bitter rival, Edgar Lungu. Lungu died in South Africa in June, but his family has resisted the repatriation of his body for a state funeral, arguing that he did not want Hichilema to attend. A South African court is still deliberating on whether the family can appeal a decision ordering the body's return. The situation has been further inflamed by rumors that Hichilema might want to use Lungu's body for occult purposes, a claim that highlights just how deeply witchcraft and superstition are woven into Zambian politics. President Hichilema himself has denied these allegations, insisting in an interview, "Personally, I don't believe in witchcraft. Never believed in witchcraft as a person, as a family, as a Christian." Yet, for many Zambians, the issue is less about whether witchcraft is real and more about whether traditional spiritual practices should be criminalized at all. Gankanani Moyo, a cultural heritage lecturer at the University of Zambia, told the Associated Press, "I hate that colonial piece of legislation that attempts to outlaw a practice that it does not understand." In the end, this case is more than just a story about two men and a chameleon. It reflects the collision of colonial-era laws, deeply rooted spiritual traditions, and modern-day political battles in Zambia. With elections looming and tensions high, the intertwining of witchcraft accusations and political rivalries is set to remain a powerful and divisive force in the country's future.